Hello everyone, welcome to Redbust US channel. In this video, we'll look at the recent news on lifting of US travel ban starting from early November. We'll look at how it applies and what does it mean for users and how does it apply to India. So this is what we'll cover in today's video, primarily focused on the news and the summary of the news, what it means, the vaccines list, what we can think of, and also the next steps. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, do subscribe for getting regular updates. So what is the news, right? I mean, this is all has been covered in the the news the last couple of days. So this is from Washington Post that tells that COVID travel ban will be lifted. CNBC reported the same, NPR, Associated Press. So you have seen this all over the news on September 20th, right? So we've been trying to see if we would get something more official, in fact, like from more details. That's why I've been waiting, but so far nothing has come out. So we'll review what is available so far so that we can update our viewers. So the main news is travel ban will be lifted and the vaccination requirements will be kicking in, right? So the first one is starting from early November. So there is no specific date mentioned yet. And but all they say is starting from early November, the travel ban will not be applicable for foreigners who are fully vaccinated. And this was actually announced in a White House press briefing, virtual press briefing, right? So that's how this news has been released. And what they also say, they're retaining the existing negative COVID test requirements. They're not removing that. So this will continue to be in place. So this will be, will continue as it is. And the additional requirement is a vaccination. So what they will verify is you need to show the proof of vaccination and the negative COVID test that is taken within 3 days from the departure when you board the flight. And CDC also instructed the airlines to actually give the all the information related to the passengers or boarding the plane. And this is related to contact tracing. They say that they are coming up with a new contact tracing system. And with that new contact tracing system, they would like to take this information so that they can basically if something goes wrong or if there is an outbreak or anything, they can inform all of them and quarantine them. So that is the whole idea of this new system, and that's why they're collecting this information. I mean, you may ask, these anyways airlines have, but they have to declare that they're going to be giving this to CDC and things like that. Yeah, that's why they're just putting it as an explicit requirement, I would say. Now, list of vaccines, this is a big one, right? And a list of vaccines for US travel. So as of now, there is no official policy document that is released on list of vaccines. I mean, first of all, there is no official news that is posted on a like a Department of State or CDC regarding this with the detailed policy details. So this has been announced in a press briefing, but more details are yet to emerge. Yeah. So it's mentioned by some of the government officials like on CDC. They say that they're likely to accept the vaccines that are authorized for emergency use by WHO, World Health Organization. So this is kind of makes sense because this is what they want to make sure, because there is no standard and WHO is the standard. And the list of vaccines currently approved under WHO are Pfizer-BioNTech, AstraZeneca, Covishield, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, Sinovac, and Sinopharm. So one of the biggest issues with this one is, in countries like India, for example, COVAX is also widely used. So COVAX is not in this WHO approved list. So there is a long application process, and some of them are still going through them. So until these things are clarified, we don't know. But again, this is a list based on assumption that they will accept WHO approved vaccines, but they might as well go back and say we'll only do Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna, because those are the popular ones that are used, or Johnson & Johnson had some issues. So that's why we don't know this. But again, this is what we are assuming, right? So again, take this with a grain of salt, so that you're prepared. Yeah. Now, the other changes is no changes to the land border policies. There is no change. Currently, there is you can travel if you are an essential worker. Then only you can travel between US and Mexico. So that's why there is no changes to that, and they recently extended this again. So again, there is nothing there. In terms of travel ban, the key message that they're trying to tell is the travel ban is going to be based on an individual status, not based on country, because this is something many people were concerned that, you're banning only certain countries and XYZ, right? So now they're taking that off, and now it'll be based on individual, but not really biased based on where you're coming from. So this will also make them have tighter controls, because you're checking as an individual, so that the things don't come into the country. And also there will be no quarantine or testing requirements for fully vaccinated. But unlike even if you are a US citizen or green card holder, you will also, will have to face more stricter testing requirements with the new contact tracing system. So this is what they announced, but we don't know the specific details. So this is as per the press briefing by Jeff Zients, right? So I mean, this is also on the screen. I've just put in a tweet from another popular news reporter. So she has actually put that stuff out there. So essentially, yeah, there will be more tighter requirements for under the new contact tracing system, even for Americans or green card holders. So what does this lifting of travel ban mean for travelers, right? So the most important thing is you don't have to email consulates for NIA anymore. So today, if you have a visa, you need to actually send the consulates or the embassies with complete details about your visa, your passport, and your travel dates, and etc., so that they can give you a national interest exception to travel to the US. So this also is applicable for ESTA, Visa Waiver Program individuals, especially from Europe, most of the European nations who have ESTA approval, right? So they also need to email and get this approval done before they travel. So this is especially very, very important. Now, once this travel ban is going to be lifted, you don't have to email this anymore. The second one is, now if you want to get a US visa stamping in any country, be it India or Europe, anywhere, you need to be proving that you actually qualify for national interest exception, or you are exempt from the travel ban. What it means is you need to actually submit documentation saying that you are an essential worker, or you have either family who is US citizen, or you're related to that, right? So these are some of the requirements, but once this is lifted, you don't have to have all of that. You can this will not be applicable for in-person or renewals. So even if you do renewals today, you need to submit an NIE letter, so that won't be required anymore. So this is the second important part. The third one is, currently the travelers cannot, B1, B2 or visitors, right, cannot get visas and cannot travel normally. This is an important part. So this one also will not be applicable. So you will be able to travel on a visitor visa and visit family as well. But also by default this is understood, but again, some of them were users were asking on the blog. So all the H1B holders, H4, L1, L2, all the visa holders, right, can travel to US without need for NIE. This is very, very important to know. Again, this is implicit, but again, some of them are still confused, so that's why. But the most important part is you need to meet the vaccination requirements. So you need to be fully vaccinated as per the guidelines. Again, we're waiting for them, but this is what you need to meet. Yeah. The second one is related to India, right? So again, to clarify, India also will not be subject to the travel ban once the new policy comes out. And this is not just India, right? There's about 33 countries that includes EU region, South Africa, China, Iran, and many of these countries actually that fall under this. So all of them will likely not have travel ban. It will be based on the vaccination they've taken. That's what they'll look at. And the new policy is, again, it's stressing that it will be based on individual, not a country of origin. Again, we don't have any official update on this yet on many of the consulate websites yet, so we are yet to wait for this, including a US embassy in India website has not been updated, so there is no official information yet on this, so we're just waiting for that. So one of the things that can happen is you might see a big surge in the demand for visa slots. Already, consulates are operating in very limited fashion in India, so very hard to get a slot. So we have dedicated groups on this, and it's crazy. People are waking up in the middle of the night to actually book a slot and still not able to get it. So we may see a huge surge. So be prepared for that if you are planning to go to US. And also another important part, many families or family members or parents, especially if you have situations where somebody needs support in the US, they can't really travel now because of these restrictions. So parents and family members can travel to the US on B1, B2 once this new policy kicks in early November. So this is what it means. Yeah. Now, in terms of next steps, so the next steps are pretty clear. No exact dates are given by US government. We need to wait for that. So we need to wait for the CDC guidance, and we also need to wait for the US Department of State guidance. So one will give their guidance on vaccinations, and second one will give guidance on when it will start and all sorts of policies around that, right? So that's where you will wait for US Department of State, and they'll relay that message again to the US consulates and embassies as well. So we need to wait for all of these things. So the closest we've got so far is an update, from yesterday, which is from US Embassy at Austria, where they clearly highlighted or saying that the new US travel policy is going to be coming soon. As you can see on the screen, right? We've highlighted all foreign nationals, need to show full proof of vaccination, and this will end the need for NIE. So this is the closest we've got. So again, we need to wait for the more details. So again, we'll keep you posted on how things move. So all in all, if you plan to go to US, get in a visa slot. So it can be very difficult to get them. So be prepared for that, and keep looking for the slots now itself. Get vaccinated if you can, as soon as you can, I would say. And again, if you can get a WHO approved vaccination, that would be very helpful. But again, so far no list is given. So the most widely accepted ones are Pfizer and Moderna. So if you can get them, that'll be more helpful. But if you don't have access to them, then the next best bet is to go for WHO approved vaccination. But if you have some extra time, before you travel, you don't have to rush and travel, then I would suggest you wait for some more time, so that once the US CDC gives more guidance, or the official policy comes out what vaccines they will accept, then you can go and get that vaccination, instead of, then again, no need to have this confusion that, oh, I got this vaccination, can I take the second one as well, right? So all of these things are very, very important. So I think if you got extra time, I suggest you wait and then get the right vaccination. That's it, folks. Hope you got a good summary of what has happened and what is the status as of now. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. Do subscribe for getting regular updates.